We are from the moon in the near Japan. We came here because we knew a way we see this food called honeydew, and we must have had it. When we came, we became trapped inside and had to join the United States shortly before the Vietnam era. They did not draft any of us, but we were quite afeard of this. When we had settled, it was in mid-Michigan, and now we make this our home. We have for a long time asked them to allow us to go to the way to return with our honeydew spoils, and they said, no, you must do this. And the list of things they want is quite negligent. We don't need to do all this. We made a very good trade. They were not upset with our trade at all. We gave them several types of armor and several arms. This sounds like a good deal for a honeydew. When we came to it, it was in a derelict shape, and one of our people said there is an inside to it. And we inspected it, and they said we were away, and we were not away. This is what we did not see. And when we became away, we don't see that was away. We were no longer that either. And now we were just a Puniku Samanako, which means someone from up that we don't see, or a refugee. Our people have decided perhaps we do need to see a way we see. Many of us are of a warrior caste, and so we thought maybe we will join the armed forces here. And so we decided to join the armed force, Nepo. We refer to it as Nepo because it is the many who are one, and this is something that we saw away. We see this one as when we see when we don't see, but we see it. And we said, this is okay, we can allow this because we must see a way. We understood that when we went to it, we must not ever allow them to see the way we see. And what I see when I see this way is that we must not be who they were. So what it was when we see this way, when we see it, we see. We went to post-Vietnam, and there were many, what we refer to as China, but they were Quan, and we know Quan, and we see that they are not a good way. And there are many like this that we see that are not a good way, and we see them here. And we say, why don't you keep a record of these? And they say, we can't see. And I don't understand why they would blind themselves. This has something to do with the Ark Society and the way it's seen. I understand that they see it, but I don't understand why you would not keep your own record of it. Maybe it's just that they don't share it with us, and so they say we don't see. Which would seem to be the case, because I'm sure that they did see it in the end. So we went to several things, including the Contras, and we were administered to, and we usually did okay. We have a problem with tear gas, unlike most of you. Tear gas makes us quite sick. We start to trip. And when we trip hard. It's not like you would take an acid or a mushroom. It is a very hard trip, like maybe Datura or something like that. We are not fans of this war, and we see that it is not a way we see, but they saw. So we suggest you don't use it for some time, but we know you may see it away. Well, to us, we don't have any real problems with the way it was here, but we see that it is not a way we see. And it is also not a good way, but the food here is immaculate compared to ours. We must return to it. If we are not allowed to return, we have said we will make a threat. And this is something we see, and we know that we will not make a threat because we are too few and this and that and the other. What we end up seeing is that they are some blindness we see, and I say we don't see that. And I see that they see some things they are blind to, and then we see some blind things, and there is mostly just blindness in this area. To us, there's not a lot going on in this area. In mid-Michigan, it's not very fun to see. We have many rides and attractions in our world, and we know that the food is not as good, but there is something to do, and we all make sense to it, and it is not completely blind, and we know that this world, it is not sensible. It is one of the least sensible places anyone has ever been at any point in time, and then it makes less sense as you continue to see it. We have a way we see which is similar. We call it blue goo, and blue goo is a small alien which has no skull, and we say, don't look at blue goo. And blue goo is someone we don't see. And I say, why are they like blue goo here when they're Kwan men? They should see it. And so we are not mad or confused by any of this, but we see that this is something we saw psi. We must see this as saw psi because it is a psi that we simply do not saw. If you believe in the things we do when we say psi, you know that this is psi. It must be psi, but we do not saw. Our gun is still not up, and we say, why isn't our gun being used? And they say, we can't use it this way. It was a deal we made with someone who does not actually own the honeydew or the horacore or the hamaki or any of these fruit we desire. And then I found out, how can he trade them with us? And then I realized that we were supposed to steal it and run, and now we look like some sort of an infiltrator as they see it. I said to my company men, I said, we are actually in some kind of a danger. He says, no, this is a very low level of danger, and I don't think we can talk our way out of this with Amada. So I said to him, I will see Amada when I see him, and I know that Amada comes to the UNA sometimes, and I will see it. They are very hard to get a hold of, but I spoke to one, and I said, listen, we have a problem. Can you please help us out with this error? We see it. What they gave us was 3 short words, hey to ka. And this is something they're known to say, apparently, and it means, I will help you in an order that I can, and you will not come first. And this is what they always say, and apparently they don't do anything at all anymore. I said, what if it wasn't Amada, it was just a front, or what if it was someone pretending to be they? And I say, this is not a good way. Now that I have seen all these things together, I say, I am blind, and I don't like it. Most of us say, this planet, it's dead. It would be killed by too many people that come here to see it. And it was rich in some ways, it's gone. They're going to kill it. I say it was some way we see, and it was some good way, but it has mental problems we cannot possibly hope to perpetrate, and we would not tolerate for an extended period, though we may be able to. It's not a good way we see it.